What?
On this episode of Let Her Shoot, college basketball is ramping up, and last night alone saw some can't-miss heavyweight matchups thanks to the SEC ACC Challenge, but I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'm Sarah Chavnik, joined by the most annoying person.
Ugh, gross.
Trista, hit us with the intro.
Welcome to Let Her Shoot, the only podcast that covers women's sports the way that we want them covered. The only podcast whose co-host can't even find 2 socks to put on her feet before the episode starts. No bullshit, no kid gloves. Respect for the athletes. We're getting into the lab, into the film room. All the reasons to stay locked in. Sarah Chavnik, 2-time Emmy Award-winning producer. Trista Crick, 0-time Emmy Award-winning or nominated or considered anything. Exciting shit, Sarah, on the college basketball slate that we witnessed last night. Where do you want to go first?
As we all know, I went to the greatest school of all time, the University of Alabama. They're undefeated in SEC play.
No one gives a fuck about Alabama basketball.
They're undefeated right now. We're not talking about them, though, today. That's not what we're talking about. We're going to start talking with LSU Duke. LSU.
The marquee matchup of the night.
That was the marquee matchup. There was a lot of good games on. We normally record this on Thursday mornings. We had to push it to Friday morning because there were just so many good matchups on Thursday night. I love this ACC SEC challenge that they do right before tournament play starts. Before conference play starts, because SEC ACC is always a heated back and forth, no matter when you get it. But there's a lot of good teams in both conferences, and so we got to see a lot of really good basketball with this. LSU Duke, Kara Lawson versus Kim Mulkey.
Could there be a more disparate?
No, there could not.
Like, one is the most vanilla, stay under the radar, do everything the right way, a disciple of Pat Summitt, just as really as buttoned up as you're gonna get, versus one of the most wild fucking women I've ever experienced in my life up close, with the flashiest wardrobe and the flashiest team. Flau'jae, I was thinking about this before we went on. Flau'jae and Malaysia Fulwiley are probably the most flashy women's backcourt I've ever seen in my life.
I texted you at one point last night during that game, and I just said, LSU is so fun. Like, I'll tell you this, Malaysia Fulwiley and Flau'jae Johnson.
Malaysia.
Yep. Okay. Malaysia Fulwiley and Flau'jae Johnson make this Alabama diehard an actual LSU fan.
You're ready to go to the swamp, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, give me some purple. Go Tigers.
They do make purple look so fucking good too, honestly.
They really do.
What I will say though, before we get into our general thoughts about LSU as a team, because it's actually kind of fucked up we haven't talked about LSU yet, but they hadn't played anyone.
No.
They
ain't played nobody, Paul.
They ain't played nobody, Paul. 8 straight games of 100 points or more. I think their point differential was 250 points going into this game, and it definitely got better against Duke. But so remember last episode you were like, when is it time? When is it time to hit the panic button on Duke?
And you said we had already hit
what's
it
past?
weeks ago.
And I was like, what's past that? They're in the hospital, they're flatlining. It's time to give them flowers for their death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Duke comes out, and they started out 9-0 run to start the game.
It was 11-0 run, I thought. Oh, no, it was 11-1
run.
11-1 run.
They were up 17-3, 25-7, and I said, fuck, man. If Duke beats LSU,
you've got
the chat is going crazy.
You would have to eat all your words off a plate.
But LSU, they don't let me down. They go on a 15-2 run. Flau'jae starts to put it together. Malaysia's driving like crazy. Grace Knox, who I haven't spoken about really on this show, I saw her in Portland at the Nike Hoop Summit, which is a high school tournament where all the best high school players in the country, like Jazzy, and I saw Leah Chavez there as well. But Grace Knox popped off the page. I think Grace Knox can dunk, and she was really good in this game. So thank God they ended up blowing Duke out in a very personal, heated game between
Super
what we
heated.
didn't know was Flau'jae versus Kara Lawson, and you can talk about that in a bit in terms of like what Kim Mulkey said after the game, but like there was chirping going on. There was who the fuck do they think they are? Speaking of like what Flau'jae said.
Let's talk
awesome.
about that now. Let's talk about that now. So we saw it was towards the end of the game. Probably last
when game was in hand.
Game was in hand. Game was in hand. I think they had already crossed over the 90 threshold, I think, or it was the points to get them over that 90 threshold. And Flau'jae turns back towards the Duke bench and starts chirping at the head coach, at Kara Lawson.
Directly at Kara Lawson.
Directly at her.
Like,
and she starts yelling something. And I didn't know what it was. I thought she was saying, what the fuck is wrong with him? But it turns out it was, what the fuck is wrong with them? And she meant Duke as a team. What the fuck is wrong with them? And she's yelling that at the crowd. By the way, this is a home game for Duke, and the entire crowd is chanting SEC, SEC, which is pretty self-explanatory, wild. But we had no idea really what was going on. And then in the press conference after, Kim Mulkey addressed it. Can we play the clip?
She didn't have a good experience with USA basketball with Kara this summer. And so she's had this date circled around, and you get nervous, right? You get nervous because you think she's going to try to come in here and do too much. And I was proud of how she handled herself.
Kim Mulkey's energy is giving that like catty woman at the salon that's like, well, I don't know what happened, but all I'm saying is that I've heard. She's like, wow, Kara did not have a good summer with Flau'jae.
Flau'jae did not have a good experience
with
Team USA and Kara Lawson.
But I'm not going to say nothing about it.
Listen, she didn't just say that Flau'jae had a tough Team USA. I was watching. Remember, watch out. She was watching the Gold documentary and watching Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton get no minutes from Steve Kerr and figuring out how to handle playing almost no minutes. No minutes. To like, you look at it, and she went down from, being a major contributor, maybe the top contributor on a team, and then she's just really not involved. But you have Kim Mulkey saying not just that, like, it was tough for Flau'jae and Team USA, and her confidence declined because it was tough and she wasn't getting minutes. She directly said that Flau'jae had a bad experience with Kara, being coached by Kara, and that she had to build Flau'jae's confidence back up, rebuild her from the ground, and that this was a personal matchup where Flau'jae, she was worried that Flau'jae was going to try to do too much to prove I am better than you fucking think I am. That is just nuclear shots fired.
Flau'jae made a big point. Like a big point to make it clear that she did not need Kara Lawson's approval last night in that game.
Well, I will say this. Number one, I watched a bunch of FIBA clips this morning. Flau'jae, it's a chicken and the egg thing. I don't know if Flau'jae's confidence started to decline and then she started to play bad, or whether she started to play bad and then Kara Lawson benched her and then her confidence declined. I can't really tell on the tape. But what I will say is the tape does not look good. She's missing layups, open layups. She's looking tentative. She's not herself. Her handle's loose. And so to a degree, you say to yourself, well, like, I understand why Kara Lawson wasn't playing her. But I don't know if that happened as a result of how the interaction was between her and Kara. So that's number one. Number two, I would say I probably take a little bit of Flau'jae's side because leadership is all about nurturing And from what I understand, Kara's not the most nurturing person. And as much of a, how would I put this depiction? As much of a firebrand yeller as Kim Mulkey is, it's very clear that she also is kind of like a mama hen to these players, and she's very protective over players that she cares a lot about. And so, if you're Kara Lawson and you're now the head coach of Team USA, which she is now for the foreseeable future, it's your job to make sure that even when Flau'jae is not getting minutes, that you're continuing to foster positivity within her so that she doesn't have the type of confidence cratering decline that clearly she had, where she wasn't the same player. And LSU doesn't make their players practice in the offseason in the summer at all. So they said October, November, December is their preseason, which is insane considering what this team is doing so far. They're not even thinking that they're in the season yet. So when you have to build Flau'jae up, it tells me that Kara really missed the mark in terms of what she's supposed to do. And then secondly, Flau'jae probably should keep in mind not to do this too much. Otherwise, she's going to end up getting the Geno Smith treatment like some of the other players like Candace Parker got, where now you've got beef with the coach and now you're left off Olympic rosters.
I have a confession. I don't know why, because I know that there's a lot of controversy around Kim Mulkey, but I've decided that Kim Mulkey is like my college basketball. Like Sophie Cunningham. Like, I just like, there is just so many layers that like, I love to hate her. I hate to love her, but sometimes I just love her. And Kim Mulkey seems to always there's something about Kim Mulkey that can always get the best out of her players. And I find that very interesting. And we're seeing it happen right now at LSU. They have been on a run of 100-point games. They almost hit 100 last night against Duke. How does LSU look to you as a whole, not just this game?
Like one of the only teams that I think can make it challenging for UConn to win a title. I think that's really what I see, is a very intense, fast-paced, high-scoring, great shooting, efficient team. And that is what it's going to take. No mistakes, putting your foot on the gas at all times for LSU to compete against UConn in the national championship and put up more of a fight than South Carolina did. I think they're a dark horse. If for example, UConn ran into injury issues, which is possible, LSU, I think, to me, instantly becomes the favorite for me. We talk about AZ Fudd and how she's one of the best relocators in all of college basketball. She trained with Steph Curry's trainer, right? And when she doesn't have the ball, she's constantly moving. That's also what Flau'jae worked on this offseason, is improving her playmaking, improving her efficiency, but relocating constantly, finding ways to get open without the ball and get open, like in particular, handling the ball as a teammate. So that is sticking out. Leadership is sticking out as well. Talk about how bad Kara Lawson's leadership was with Flau'jae. Flau'jae had growing pains as well. She was really harsh with her teammates delivering feedback until a la FIBA, where she's the 11th man on the bench, not playing any damn minutes, and now gets to empathize with her teammates at LSU who aren't going to play. So I think what you're seeing from her now is different than FIBA in the sense that, like, there's no tentative movements for Flau'jae. Her definitive nature with driving the ball sticks out. She is shooting 50% on pull-up jumpers right now. I cannot express how difficult that is. Slicing through traps and collapsing defenses with her handles, she's super sharp there. She's stopping and popping in traffic under duress and hitting really hard mid-range shots. And she is feasting off the dribble there. Shooting 58% from three this season, Sarah.
That's crazy. 58% from three?
That's enough to make you satisfied.
That's enough to make even me satisfied.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. She's incredible, man. The thing that I would and, her turnovers are way down too. She's much more careful with the ball. Her fouls are down. She's no longer reaching nearly as much. She's crashing the boards really aggressively. The one thing that I want her to work on, like I said, I love how flashy this team is. Everything that they are is a representation of Kim Mulkey. She's a little too much razzle-dazzle sometimes.
It's like the team itself is sequined.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. She's just a little too loosey-goosey with the ball sometimes. On the perimeter, she loses her handle. She sloppily passes it to Malaysia. Sometimes takes bad shots around the rim. Has these little hook shots that are like, well, what is you doing, baby? No, do not. Yep, and just sloppy. And that's the case, actually, with Malaysia as well.
Yeah, she was always kind of known as a turnover machine at South Carolina, and we spoke.
And her turnovers are way down, actually. Go ahead.
And well, that kind of steps on my point a little, because I was gonna say, when we talk about Kim getting the best out of people, and Malaysia still is turning the ball over, but less.
Lot less.
So it's kind of still to that point.
The thing about Malaysia that is sort of shocking when you watch the film is, so we know what she does really well, right? She drives into the lane and she does it with ease, and she does it in a very flashy. She had so many moves last night where I had to stop and re-record it and send it to you while I'm like play by playing. I'm like, woo! She had a fake pass behind the back, up, lay, splash.
Yeah, it was a 2K game for sure for her.
She is a 2K player. That's
Yeah,
what she is.
yeah.
She's really, really good at it. The thing that offensively I'm very surprised by is that she hardly ever takes a jump shot. Crazy. I've never seen a guard not shoot. She shot only twice outside of 3 feet against Duke last night. So that's something that's like, I don't know why that is. Maybe that she didn't need to. She did it a little bit more against teams like Alcorn State. But what is she going to look like in terms of her shot diet against good teams? I'm very focused on that. Defensively, though, Malaysia is pretty much the best defender in terms of stealing the ball other than Hannah Hidalgo. If you take out that huge Hannah Hidalgo game where she had like a bajillion steals, I think 16 steals, her and Malaysia are averaging the same amount of steals per game. She's averaging 4.1 steals per game, and that's opening up her offense. She's getting out into transition, getting easy layups, and she is fucking fast, man. Her ability to draw contact, to avoid blocks, her what we call the layup package. Sarah, do you know this term? Layup package?
Well, I'm assuming that it kind of goes back to the like toolbox thing.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
like you're basically what you can do around the rim, right?
Okay.
And she's got a sick ass layup package. That's like a 2K term as well. So the thing though, just like everything is going to come down to this: how disciplined and how focused on getting the shit done is LSU when it all comes down to it, when every possession matters, because this is a wild ass team. This is a team that wants to be flashy. This is a team that wants to entertain. You're talking about a woman who wants to be a platinum selling recording artist as well as a WNBA player. She wants to be a performer. So that's what I wonder about them.
Fair enough. And we're going to see more out of them come January 1st when SEC play starts. And they've got a buzzsaw of a schedule. I mean, there's a couple spots where they've got Texas, they've got Oklahoma back to back. That's killer. Actually, they go Vanderbilt, Texas, Oklahoma back to back. A couple games later, they have South Carolina. So they've got Ole Miss a couple games after that. And Ole Miss, they are, I think, surprisingly, not surprising, because they got Cody McMahon in as a transfer from Ohio State this season. But we watched them last night against Hannah Hidalgo's Notre Dame, and Ole Miss looks good.
They look really, really good, Sarah. They look for real. They're 8-0 now. They're the largest comeback in program history. And when Notre Dame jumps out fast,
Just real quick, just to put in what that lead was, Notre Dame led by 19 at one point.
in the first half.
In the first half. 19 points.
So you got like a team you're not really getting any stops. Notre Dame's controlling the pace. They're getting anything they want. And then it all starts by Cody McMahon. Like you said, she's blocking a transition layup, races back, hits a turnaround jumper. That play really flipped the energy. They close the half on a 7-0 run. They cut it from 19-8, and they've got life. Diamond DeShields' sister, Denim DeShields, which is maybe the best 1-2 punch name,
That
is incredible.
Diamond and Denim?
Come on.
Come on. That's
Come
great.
on, Sarah. Is there a better 1-2 punch? Do they have another sister? I need to know. Is it a D name? I need to know.
What do you think it is?
The D name?
What do you think it is? If it's Diamond, Denim,
It's obviously something like
material
Diamond and Denim. If you put Diamond and Denim together, that's bedazzle. That's a bedazzle.
Maybe it's just Dazzle.
Dazzle. That would be an insane.
Dazzle DeShields. That would be a
Dazzle?
fantastic name.
That girl's going to the league. Dazzle DeShields going to the league.
Continue.
So anyway, Ole Miss ends up winning the quarter 21-12.
Okay.
And so the fourth quarter is where really I started to lock in, because that's where LSU pretty much closed out the Duke game. And
I was going to say, I didn't see Ole Miss before the fourth quarter because I was busy watching Flau'jae.
Say you can't see me.
Yeah.
I put Ole Miss on the big TV, Duke and LSU on the small laptop, and started really watching. And I tell you what, you've got really a lot of toughness where they made life hell down the stretch for Hannah Hidalgo. They had elite defense after that first quarter where they gave up so many damn points. They led the hustle. They won the hustle battle 42-27, but Notre Dame only scored 36 points in the final 3 quarters.
The problem with Notre Dame is that
I hate them.
Well,
I just want to hate them.
Just like as a concept, like the whole like Notre Dame as a thing.
Exactly. Correct.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, the problem is that there are not 5 people on the court. There is one, and
she's 5'6",
and she can't do everything. And she got ejected last night, which we saw, which was, by the way, the weirdest ejection I've ever seen. But so Hannah Hidalgo had 28 points, and she's been on like a season-long heater. She's had 1, maybe 2 bad games, but Hannah Hidalgo, she had 28 points last night, 5 more steals. She makes steals look like the easiest things to get. But she goes out last night after receiving her second technical foul, just like seconds away from the end of the game. And it was bizarre because they threw her out for yelling something. She didn't get in her face. She was like a good distance away, like me to the screen right now from her. And she just said something and they went out. What on earth do you have to say?
You just can't taunt in college women's basketball.
Which is lame. I think you should be able to taunt.
Of course you should be able to taunt. Are you kidding me? That's the best. Literally the only reason I played basketball growing up was to get buckets and taunt. That's all. You can't guard me. Look at me. I'm 5'5" and I'm still putting buckets on that head. What? Come on.
That's part of the game. Yeah,
it's like, got him, coach. Ooh, all the stuff. I have a really quick question for you, a pivot question. Because you participated in equestrian as a horse jumper professionally. Do equestrians shit talk one another?
Well, they do, but it's in a very catty and like behind the back kind of way.
Like what kind of way? Like season
Like-
4? Like season 4 Stranger Things when that girl is like, hey,
You have never watched an episode of Stranger Things in your life.
what are you talking about? I'm on season 4 right now.
When did you start that?
Oh, you don't want to know. I've been binging.
Because like a week ago, you had never watched Stranger Things before.
That's how fast I've been watching it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Listen, it's like when 11 goes to California and that little blonde girl's like, "Excuse me, I'd like to know about this hero assignment. I'd like more clarity." I thought it was a historical figure, and like she's doing her dad, and he's not shit. So I'm just curious. I just want to know: is that how you guys in Equestrian talk shit?
Yeah, kind of.
Where
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, I want to beat that ass."
You
And
know what
11
actually is
thinks
like the
he can-
more shit
and
talking?
she's
is?
lost all of her powers.
Yeah, it's like not even like people like shit talk the other horses too. It's like they shit
And
talk
shit
the
talk
animals.
the horses? Look at that lame ass horse. Probably gonna get put down after this. Damn.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
does your horse have
But
botulism?
it's more like wow, that horse like it'll be something like really like subtle that like no one else would be like, wow, that horse has zero flexibility.
Like, man, that horse, you can tell.
The hocks on that horse are gonna just absolutely crash. And it's like, I don't even know what that means. Well, I mean, I know what that means. You wouldn't know what that means, but it's just like catty trash talk.
They clearly need like a new
It's
tarot
how
card
billionaires
reader.
fight. I don't know.
Don't you guys have like tarot card? I know that we're off track, but like, don't you guys have like tarot card readers for like horses and shit?
Yeah. You're psychics. We had a horse psychic when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, like that psychic.
She did tell us once that one of our horses got headaches from eating Cracker Jacks, so to stop feeding him Cracker Jacks, and we did. His health did seem to improve. So, I mean, maybe you shouldn't feed an animal Cracker Jacks. Let's talk about...
Really quickly, can I go into Cody McMahon and what I saw
Yes,
from her?
yeah. Let's go back to Cody McMahon.
Let me say this. It's not good to watch Cody McMahon clips right after you watch Flau'jae and Malaysia clips because they are just not
just
even
different.
in the same style of play. She's got like an Anissa Morrow body type from LSU last year where she's like 6 feet, a little bit bigger, but she can put the ball on the floor. Anissa Morrow could never put the ball on the floor. But she's got like a forward body, but they've got her playing kind of like a hybrid point guard position. She talked about it
Which
during
is
the
new.
game.
Which is
Very
new. She had not been playing that position before.
She looked good, like her ability to get into the lane, like her shots. She's like sort of prodding the defense. She's just a much more methodical player and does a little bit on both sides of the floor. I just thought she was really poised. And this is like the good side of the transfer portal. Because like I don't want to see Ohio State. I hate Big Ten college basketball. Ugh, gross. So this is a great spot for
I
her.
just hate the
Ole
Big
Miss-
Ten, to be honest.
Yeah. Ole Miss
Sorry,
is fun,
Adrian.
though. Sorry, Adrian. Fuck Ohio State though. I do. What's a Buckeye? I do really like her fit with Ole Miss, and I think Ole Miss, they're not gonna win the title or anything, but they could make a little bit of a deep run. And to be honest, they had a little extra motivation against Notre Dame since Notre Dame's the one that eliminated them from the tournament last year. So that was a huge win for them. Undefeated. I'm very curious to see how they play moving forward.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot out of them this season because, again, SEC, it's a buzzsaw. Speaking of South Carolina, it's interesting. If you had lined up all these games to me yesterday and said which team is going to look the worst coming out of today, I may have actually guessed South Carolina, and I would have been right because South Carolina nearly escaped with a win. I mean, just by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, nearly lost.
Nearly lost. Yeah, they nearly lost. They just escaped with a win. What is the issue that's going on with South Carolina that we're seeing them just not look like the South Carolina that we're used to seeing?
That's a great question. I think it's Ocote. The highs and lows of Ocote is a real adventure, I will say. Like, she is big, and she's going to score a lot of points. And she's clearly skilled. But I need to see how old she is, because I want to say she's not that old.
I think she's a senior.
Is she? She doesn't play like that. She's 21. She plays much younger than she is. And maybe because it's Chloe Kitts has been getting all the minutes and, then she had to step in and play
Well,
the
you mean
starting
like
big
last
role.
year, Chloe Kitts was getting all the minutes.
Yes, and now that she's injured, she's gotta step in and, be the main hub of the, interior, and she's wild. There were multiple offensive fouls in a row that bit South Carolina in the butt. Louisville took the lead based on 3 consecutive offensive fouls, and in my notes, I just put, "She doesn't look ready." She's not good defensively. She's out of control. She's not in position to rebound the ball where she needs to be. She's big, so she's gonna get rebounds. She's big, and she's gonna get
She had
points.
13 rebounds last night.
Yeah, she's big. She's gonna get some just based on her size alone.
Mhm.
But she's a real problem, and I bet you that this team goes or succeeds based on how she develops, because Tania Latson was awesome. Tessa Johnson was awesome. 4 threes. The 4th 3 gave the Gamecocks the lead again. You have our girl Raven Johnson doing her best to play defense.
She had a couple really good assists last night.
She did. And so everything is and Joyce Edwards. Joyce Edwards was carrying the team at times. I wanted to get into her film, but I didn't have time. Joyce Edwards looks incredible as a guard. Her ball handling and her ability to get into the lane and create space and get easy layups, and even ones that aren't easy, she's able to make. So that's a really interesting guard. Their guard plays pretty good. But Ocote, man, it was a brutal watch. They are lucky they didn't lose to Louisville. They are really, really lucky.
Let's hit 2 more SEC teams because we can't hit them all real quick. Texas and Oklahoma, the newest ones. I consistently forget that they're in the SEC, by the way. And every time I see them in an SEC matchup, I'm like, the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah, same.
What are y'all doing here? Both of them won.
Oklahoma went to overtime.
Oklahoma went to overtime.
See that game.
Yeah, Oklahoma went to overtime.
NC State is for a 5-4 team. NC State
is good. A good 5-4.
You need to watch out. They're not a slouch team.
No,
at all.
What do we feel like Oklahoma can be this season? Are they a spoiler? Are they a contender? Are they a dark horse?
That's, I think it's still TBD, and I think it has to do with they're 8-1. It has to do with Aaliyah Chavez, really, for me. And Reagan Beers. And really Sahara Williams. Those 4, that's kind of a
That's
monster.
3. That was only 3.
Oh, Chavez. Oh, yeah, you're right. 3. My bad. I'm doing math school. Yeah, those 3 are a key piece, but really it's Reagan Beers to me and Aaliyah Chavez that are going to put this team on their back. They're defensively a little suspect. Allowing NC State to put up 100 on your dome piece or 98 on your dome piece, not ideal. And listen, Aaliyah Chavez is a young freshman, and she's has a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
And so if she is hot, they are a hard team to stop. And if she plays like she's 18 years old, then they're going to lose some games. But that might not come until they start facing off against the Texases of the world, the Ole Misses of the world, teams that have a little bit more full experience up and down the roster.
Is she the only, now that I'm thinking about it, is Oklahoma the only team that's being ranked contender that's really being led by a true freshman right now? I think everyone else has at least one veteran, real veteran heavyweight on the team.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Reagan Beers is no
Yeah,
slouch.
That's true.
But,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're talking about somebody who's a freshman that has a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
you look at UConn, you look at Texas, UCLA, LSU, all of those are older. Michigan,
yeah,
TCU, yeah. I mean, in terms of
Oklahoma feels like a young team.
Yeah, I mean, you do. It's really a very young team. They've won 7 in a row. I really like this team. They're going to be a hard team to beat at home. So, yeah, I mean, this is the most parity we've seen in women's basketball on the college level,
Which is good. We should.
maybe in my lifetime.
Which is awesome. Speaking of their big cross conference, whatever you want to call it, rivalry, their biggest rival, Texas, who is just, by the way, I keep going back. They're just kind of like a machine. They're like boom, boom, boom. Madison Booker, Rory Harmon. They're just boom, boom, boom. Very machine-like. But they're, again, just rolling through opponents.
I'm worried about them.
Worried, like, about...
I'm worried about them because so when you look at the SEC, we're talking about all about this, how tough the SEC is this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's going to be difficult for an SEC team to win. Title.
Yeah.
Because you look at a team, and listen, North Carolina was ranked 11th. So it's not like they were playing some slouch of a team. But Maddie, 38 minutes. Jordan Lee, 40 minutes. Rory Harmon, 40 minutes. That is not ideal.
It's not sustainable.
No, because you can really, with a 40-game schedule, you can really wear down. And if you look at it comparatively to a team like UConn, who hasn't played anyone yet, but that's kind of the point, right? Is Sarah Williams, 17 minutes. She averaged...
Right. She can rest the whole season.
Sarah Williams averaged 30 minutes a game at Wisconsin, and now she's averaging 19 minutes a game. Sarah Strong, 25 minutes. AZ Fudd, 26 minutes. KK Arnold, 20 minutes. Quinones, 19 minutes. Ashlyn Shade, 21 minutes. Not only are they deeper than everybody else, so they cannot have to play them 40 minutes, they're a buzzsaw. They don't need anybody that's a heavy contributor to play in the fourth quarter because they're beating teams 85-51. So when you're in the Big East, that really...
You can kind of...
benefits you because the Big East in general is kind of hot garbage. No shade. I do want to say, though, because Adrian made a point off show about, like, what do you think about the fact that SEC teams in college football always win it because iron sharpens iron? And I would say it's very different than a 12-game season where you're playing once a week versus playing twice a week and playing 40 games. And it's much more up and down. There's not two different units coming on and off the field. Like, it's everybody playing 40 minutes a game nonstop. Right. And that takes a big time toll on your body, and you can get tired. Even Flau'jae talked about when she was training too hard, how she had shin splints in the conference tournament, and that affected her ability to be effective in the tournament. You cannot deal with injuries to your key contributors and think you're going to win a title. You just can't do it.
You've got games constantly. Like, they're not getting this break.
No reprieve.
No, and like you said, if they're out there playing 30-plus minutes a night, I think who this catches up to the fastest is a team like South Carolina that is their depth chart is so depleted that you can't afford to start picking up any injuries throughout the season.
At all. Just not a possibility. Yeah,
you don't have the woman power on the sideline or on the bench to even throw them in.
Yeah, their claws are bad.
Their claws?
Yeah, isn't that what you said about the horse? Yeah, they just got bad claws.
No, it was hawks, but you don't know what that means.
Bad hawks. Great show, Sarah. We're gonna have to talk about if we're getting these big time games on Thursday night. Maybe we'll film on Friday mornings and put up. Chat, what do you guys want to see us talk about more? What players, what teams in college basketball? What did you think about our takes? Are we wrong? Are we right? Get up in the comment section. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the hype button. Follow us on all the different places. You can find us on audio as well. Tell your friends. Tell your family. 1, 2, 3, Sarah.
Let her shoot.